Hi guys, it's Alana from Baker Art here. I decided to do a voiceover this time, a little bit different. Normally I just put music over, but I decided to do something with some step-by-step instructions. Tonight I wanted to test out some colours, so I decided to do them on some little ceramic tiles. I want to do a Dutch pour with green, but I haven't used green before, so I wasn't really sure of what combination I would want. So I've left this part of the video in there just to show you that not everything always goes right, and this is a total failure. So I put my base down, put my first colour, the blue there, the dark blue, and you can see that it is just spread everywhere, and I wasn't really sure what was going on. But I kept going. I don't know why. I probably should have stopped and tried to work it out, but I kept going and I thought, we'll see what happens. So I blew it. It just went everywhere. It was a total mess. I couldn't work out what was going on. I pick up my blue paint and I check the consistency of that to see whether that was the problem. Anyway, so I thought, oh well, we'll try again, and so I grabbed another one. As I turned around, I realised that on the initial one I had actually just grabbed my PVA and water mix, so it had no paint in it. So that was what had gone wrong. So scrape it, start again, lay down the base of the now white paint with PVA and glue. So I make my own PVA base, which is 2:1, so 2 parts PVA, 1 part water. Then it gets mixed with the paint. I'll speak about that one a little bit later. So my first colour combination, I went with the Phaltho Blue. That's called a blue mist, so a really light blue. Then a Cerulean green, and then this one is called light green. Then I have a metallic gold. So then you pour the white paint around to blow out your air bubbles. Now I've got myself this little blower, which is really handy with the smaller pieces. You have a lot more control. I haven't worked out really how to control the direction of if I'm doing it just with my mouth. I find I have a lot more better control with that little blower, and I should work on though just doing it with my mouth at some point, perfecting that technique, but I haven't quite got that yet. So this is just me explaining to my other half what I had done wrong the first time. Okay, so my second colour combination, what I do here is everything exactly the same as the first time. So I've got my white paint with PVA mix there, and I use all the exact same colours, and all I do is I swap out the gold for copper or bronze. I've been using gold a lot, and I thought I would try copper and see whether or not that went well with that combination. So all the other colours stay exactly the same. So all of these little paints that I've made up, I just bought these little squeezy bottles, and they have... So I make up the PVA mix, which is 2:1 with water. Then what I do is I have 1 part paint to 2 parts of that PVA and water mix. Then I will add any water if it needs it, or depending on which colour needs what amount of water. It's really hard to say how much water. Some need more than others. I did actually just purchase myself some Phaltho. It's quite expensive here in Australia, so when I was learning I didn't want to start with that. I started out with the PVA. It's a lot cheaper. I got myself some Phaltho, which I'm only just using in my base paint. I'm doing a lot of Dutch pours, and the PVA mix works fine for me, so I figure to save on the cost. But I do use my Phaltho just in my base because I was getting a little bit of cracking or splitting in some of it, and I wasn't sure if that was that coming down to the PVA water mix, so I decided to do Phaltho for that. But my mixed up colours, I use just the PVA mix. So now my third combination, I swapped out, I think we'll see in a minute what colours I picked up, but I swapped out a few colours. I added in a turquoise and a sea mist. So I took out the light blue and the viridian green, I think, and I've added in a turquoise, like a blue turquoise, and it's a colour called Marina, it's like a really light green, sort of minty colour nearly. I'm in Australia, so some of my paint names may be different to what you get, but just by looking at the colours you can sort of probably match it up with a colour that you may have. That's what I have to do when I watch all of the American videos, and I don't have all the same colours, the same brands and stuff like that, so I can always match a colour pretty close. So yeah, so this one's got the turquoise and that really sort of pale green minty colour, and I stayed with the metallic gold here. So what you'll end up seeing in the final video is that copper one that I did, that last one. You won't see that in my final video or my final pictures, because by the time I'd finished all 4 of them, I really quite liked them, and so I wanted a set of 4. So I had only used the copper in 1 of them. So I decided to scrape that copper one and redo it with gold. So the process was exactly the same. I used all the same colours. I just put the gold back in instead of the copper. So with this one, I decided to go, I took out the turquoise because the turquoise is quite a strong colour. I took out the turquoise and replaced that with Cerulean Blue. And I think I kept all the other colours the same. We'll see when I start popping them down onto the tile. So again, the white base, and just make sure, you know, you cover up the edges. Sorry, getting my head in the way. Okay, so this one is the Cerulean Blue. I think I start with on this one. As I said again, I don't know if Cerulean Blue is Cerulean Blue everywhere. I assume it is, but that was the light green. I stuck with the Phthalo Blue through all of them to give it that darker, that's the darkest blue I have. And so this one was the Cerulean Blue, the light green, the Phthalo Blue, and then that Marina light green sort of minty colour, again with the gold. Now, I also am not sure if it was this one, I can't remember now, if it was this one or the one before that I did when I was cleaning everything up. I was really happy with all 4 of them, packing everything away, putting my paint away, and I dropped one of my paint bottles, which just sort of knocked one of the tiles off its cup. So that got wrecked. So I ended up having to do another one. But I used the same colour combination. In the final video and the final photos, so 2 of them will be exactly what you've seen me make here. 2 of them I had to redo. But the process is all exactly the same. The colours were all exactly the same. So here's your close up. So I ended up with my nice set of 4. So I don't know whether I'm going to turn them into coasters or if I'm going to put them in a frame and make them a nice sort of framed set. I am going to have a look at frames in the coming week and see whether or not that's something that I like. Otherwise, I will need to either look at getting some resin or something else that will heat seal these. So thanks for watching, and look forward to seeing you next time.